Hello there, and thank you for being here with me today. I'm going to analyze the chart that is next to me on the screen. It is the chart, of course, of the full moon, which is going to occur in Gemini. As you can see here, this is the moon in Gemini at 13 degrees and 4 minutes in the sign, and across is the sun, of course, at 13 degrees and 4 minutes in Sagittarius. Not far from it is Venus, and then the true, as they call it, black moon, and the corrected position of the black moon here at 3 degrees and 58 minutes in Sagittarius. And on the other side we have Mars. So virtually we have 5 elements in Sagittarius, the sign that is represented by Jupiter. So Jupiter would be most probably what we can call the dominant planet of this chart. And it is well positioned according to that of Mercury and the mean black moon on one side, and according to the position of Saturn and Neptune on the other side. We have here a great triangle, which is a water triangle, because it involves all the 3 water signs. But there is a square with Chiron. We'll talk about that later on. So, the full moon is a moment when everything seems to be more intense, because we are emotionally affected by the full moon. And in Gemini, I think it's going to create a very much stronger need to express our emotions. But because Gemini is represented by Mercury, and because Mercury represents our rational mind, it may be affected by this emotional response represented by the moon. It's possible. You can see that there is also in opposition with Venus, of course, and with the true and corrected black moons. And that indicates a kind of ambiguity regarding the affairs of the heart, love, romance, and whatever we need, to feel well. Desire, sexual desire, is also linked to the black moon, which is said to also represent libido. So strong libido, represented by Jupiter, because everything is in Sagittarius, and Jupiter is in the moon sign in Cancer here. So naturally the moon becomes also very important. But the moon is in Mercury's sign, and Mercury is in Pluto's sign here in Scorpio. And Pluto is here in Aquarius, and it forms a nice configuration here with those 3 elements, Venus, the true and the corrected black moons. So Pluto may help us go deeper into what that means. What that means is that desire, that attraction that we may feel for something or someone. Doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be love as such. It can be something that you want. You want to buy because it's nice, and you're going to look nice with it when you wear whatever that is. But because of the black moons, there is something that you may not know or don't want to know. Fair enough, it's your choice, but if you turn a blind eyes on what is reality, reality is going to knock back. And that's something that we need to address and assess on that day, which is the 4th of December. And that is, 11:15 in the evening. It's important to work out the time when it's going to happen where you are, because that will allow you to, well, erect a chart with an ascendant and houses, which will tell you where, in what area of life, this configuration, the opposition Sun-Moon, is going to operate. So that's important, naturally. But it's also important to have a look at what you have in Sagittarius and in Gemini, what houses, for example, because that will give you more information about how this excitement represented by the full moon may also lead you to behave in such a way that may be a source of satisfaction or the contrary. It all depends how you're going to deal with the black moons. There is something that is not clear. So you need to shed light on what is unclear so that you can assess exactly what that is and then deal with it. But deal with it in a rational manner rather than in an emotional manner. Because when the emotions are strong, well, rationality disappears. But it eventually comes back. When the emotion dies, because it does, an emotion doesn't last very long. So when it dies, your rational mind comes back and assesses the situation. Oh my God, I shouldn't have done this or that, and so on. So be careful. But remember that Mercury is your rational mind, and remember that it is in harmony with Saturn and Neptune on one side, and with Jupiter on the other side. Plus, the mean black moon is also in harmony with Saturn and Neptune, and in harmony with Jupiter. So that may help you somehow. There is a part of that dark zone that you can understand, deal with, address, and perhaps share with other people. And there is also a discordance with the North Node and a discordance with the South one, see, stemming from here. So the North Node, as usual, represents that to which we should be tending to go. Where is it that you want to go? What is your objective at present, you know? It's not your life's objective, but it's important. It's important because it means that if you want to reach that goal of yours, you'll need to get rid of something, somehow, to make your existential vehicle, which is your life, lighter. And if it's lighter, you can drive it to where you want to go, spending or using less energy. Right? That's something that you can also think about and try to organize as much as possible. Now, the moon is going to carry on, and the next transit is, of course, when it produces something else, which is actually an opposition with Mars. Let's try and see when that happens.